Welcome to the official Coraltin ladder golf video. Here you will learn how to play per Coraltin rules. Any information provided within this video could be out of date, unclear, or just plain incorrect and is superseded by the official ladder golf rules document. Ladder golf is typically played with two people playing against each other or two teams of two people playing against each other. There are two ladders that have 3 steps each, a top, middle and a bottom step. Each person or team gets 3 golf ball bolas. One bola consists of 2 golf balls connected by rope. The ladders should be approximately 15 feet apart. They should also be directly facing each other. Bolas are thrown to the opposite ladder and must be thrown from behind the front bar. Opposing team members take turns throwing at the same ladder for each round. In a 1 versus 1 match, players stand at the same ladder then walk to the other ladder after each round is completed. In a 2 versus 2 match, each player stays at their ladder. Team members stand at opposite ladders. The winner of the previous round throws first. If the preceding round did not have a winner, the last player to start continues throwing first. If it is the first round, then first throw is determined by apathy, and is swapped each round until a round winner is declared. The game is won by getting 21 points exactly. If a player goes over 21 points, then their score goes back to what it was at the beginning of the round. If the game ends in a tie, then the game continues until a round ends with a team leading. The loser of each round must drink. If the loser of the round is also losing the game, they drink the difference between the scores. If the loser of the round is winning the game, they drink half the difference rounded up. If a player scores no points, then they must take 1 drink. If they are part of a team, both players drink. If no one scores during the round, everyone cheers and takes a drink. If a player exceeds 21 points, they must drink the number of points they went over, plus any other drinks imposed on them from other rules. When an overall winner is declared, the losing team drinks the difference of the final score, then finishes their beverage. If the game ended in overtime, the winning team must also finishes their drinks for wasting everyone's time. The top bar is 3 points, the middle bar is 2 points, and the bottom bar is 1 point. A bola hanging, fully supported by another bola, has the same point value as the supporting bola. In the middle of the middle bar there is a bonus area that is a ×2 multiplier. There must be no rope outside of the bonus area for the bonus to count. Landing on the same bar as your opponent negates all points from those 2 throws. In order to cancel out a bonus, you must land completely inside the bonus as well. Another way to take points away from your opponent is to knock off their bola. Once a bola is knocked off, the points are taken away. Now that you have learned the basics, here is where it gets complicated. There are certain times during the game where players are awarded extra points for doing some badass stuff. This includes landing a bola on each bar or landing all 3 bolas on the same bar, which will earn you an extra point. If any of the bolas get cancelled, then you will not earn the extra point. If you wrap a bola around a vertical bar, then that throw gets an extra point. Even if you wrap it around the bottom where there is no horizontal bar, you will still get 1 point. There are also times where the bola will wrap around the bar and drop to a lower bar, or climb to a higher bar. The bola must wrap a full 360 in order for these extra points to count, then come to rest on a bar that is higher or lower than the bar that was wrapped around. When the bola drops down to another bar, those 2 point values are added. If the bola climbs to a higher bar, then those 2 point values are added and then multiplied by 2. Now we will wait a second for you to take it all in. I know, it was a lot. Now let's start with our examples. This first one is easy as long as you were watching the previous slides. Make sure you pay attention because you will be quizzed after the example. Don't be like a child who wanders into the middle of a movie and wants to know what's going on. Player 1 is white and player 2 is green.
We gotta record it though.
End of the first half, Seattle 0, Kansas City 1.
Question 1. So, how many points were scored in this round per player? Player 1 got 1 bola on the 2 bar, and 1 on the 1 bar, so player 1 got 3. Player 2 got 1 bola on the 3 bar, so player 2 got 3. If you got that wrong, take a drink and feel very ashamed of yourself because that was an easy question. Question 2. If player 1 had 5 points and player 2 had 7 points before this round, what would be their final score, and how much does each person have to drink? Player 1 would have 5 plus 3, so 8 points in total. Player 2 would have 7 plus 3, so 10 points in total. Since both players got the same amount of points in the round, they do not drink. Take a drink if you did not get this question right. But you're probably saying that I didn't tell you what happens when both players score the same amount of points. Well, you're right. Take another drink for getting lippy. Question 3. What was the score on the Sounders game? Seattle, 0. Kansas City, 1. I told you to pay attention. You're like a little child that wanders into the middle of a movie and wants to know what's going on. Take a drink for getting that one wrong. Let's move on to example 2. This one is also easy, so pay attention. Player 1 is white and player 2 is green. Question 1. So, how many points were scored in this round per player? Neither player scored anything. Boy, did they suck. Looks like they both need to step it up next round. Drink 2 if you got that one wrong because that was way too easy. Question 2. If player 1 had 10 points and player 2 had 12 points before this round, what would be their final score, and how much would each player drink? Player 1 would still have 10 points and player 2 would still have 12 points. If you got that wrong, then just leave because you can't do basic math and everyone will just make fun of you. They would both drink 1 because they failed to get anything. They should also feel bad for themselves for sucking that bad. Let's move on so we don't have to think about this terrible round anymore. This next example is the last one and also the hardest. If you get this one right, you are ready to play. If you don't, well, you will still be able to play, but everyone will be slightly annoyed with you because you will constantly be asking about the rules. Player 1 is green and player 2 is white. Question 1. So, how many points were scored in this round per player? Player 1 had the first bola wrap around the 3 bar, then drop down to the 2 bar and into the bonus. It dropped, so you add the values of the bars, which 3 plus 2 if 5. Also it landed inside the bonus, so that score is doubled to 10. The next throw was on the 2 bar, also in the bonus, which would 2 points, that is then doubled to 4. The last throw landed on the 3 bar, so 10 plus 4 plus 3 is 17. Player 2 failed to get anything and got 0 points for that round. He must feel like a pretty big loser after that round. If you got that correct, then pat yourself on the back, and if you did not, you know what to do. Drink. Question 2. If player 1 had 2 points and player 2 had 7 points before this round, what would be their final score and how much would each player drink? Player 1 would have 19 points. Player 2 would still have 7 points. Player 1 won the round, so player 2 drinks. Since player 1 is winning, then that means player 2 drinks the difference in score, which is 12 plus 1 for not getting anything, which brings the total to 13. And again, if you got that wrong, you should really know what to do at this point, otherwise I don't think you get the point of this game. Also, remember, it is always polite to pick up balls even if they are not your own, and always keep a beer in hand. This concludes our training video, and remember, have fun, get drunk, and don't be a jerk off. Nobody likes a jerk off.